The Players Guild of Hamilton is bringing a new, bold production to this stage this month with God and the Indian. Director Connie Spears joins us, along with Meagan Byrne, who plays the lead role of Johnny. This is a really serious play, a really timely play, a really necessary play.
It really is. It's something that we hope are going to make people think and, you know, remember what happened, so that we don't repeat the same mistakes.
It's about residential schools. Connie, this is your first time directing.
It is.
Yeah, you're one of the co-directors here.
Yeah.
And you thought it very, very important that you have an Indigenous woman play the lead here.
Absolutely.
And that's where you come in, Meagan.
Absolutely. We made that commitment from the get-go. We knew we would not proceed with the production if we could not find an Indigenous woman to play Johnny. People tried to talk us out of that. Isn't the story more important? The story had to be done respectfully and with dignity, and that meant that we had to find Meagan.
And Meagan, this is a big play for you too, because it's your first leading role.
Yep, first leading role ever.
Okay, so tell us about Johnny, the woman that you play.
So, you know, Johnny is a survivor of the residential school system. She's somebody who, you know, went through some really horrific things, and that burdened her for the rest of her life. Like, she was never really able to get over that. And then sort of in this play, she gets this moment where she can finally, you know, be like, you did this to me, to the person who hurt her, or at least one of the people that hurt her. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's definitely a heavy piece.
Yeah, and do you find that, like, in rehearsing for it, does it take a lot out of you?
I think when we first started, I mean, obviously I had a lot of nerves. Like, before this time, I had only done like part roles, and usually I was doing 6 roles in a play. Like, that was the most.
Showing your versatility.
Yeah, so I'm switching. Here I have to stay with somebody. So yeah, at first it was really heavy, but you know, one of the things, and we talked about this kind of a little bit later than. But we did, was like, we needed protocols. So we implemented protocols because we're like, we can't treat this like a regular dramatic piece or something like that. So that made a huge difference. I really felt like I had a safe space. And, you know, Mike, my co-lead, I really do feel like I'm safe. So I actually feel more safe on stage, I think, than I've ever felt anywhere else, because I do know that I have the freedom to really go into that role, and if something goes wrong, I know that there's a bunch of people there be like, we know you, we got you.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you that freedom as an actor to just go for it, and to sit there and be in those feelings, and be able to like not have to take those home with you, which is kind of nice.
Right, right. So God and the Indian, the play was written by Hayden Taylor. I always get the names mixed up there. Yeah. He's actually going to be at one of the performances.
He's
not to be nervous or anything, right? Big deal.
I know it was a lot. As a first-time director and a first-time big role, we were like, oh, no pressure at all.
But what an honor.
It is. And this is only the 4th time the play has actually been produced. So I think that was part of his impetus to come out and see. And, you know, for us as a non-professional theater company to take on a show like this, is pretty brave, and we're pretty proud of what we've got on stage so far.
It's a bold new direction. It doesn't mean that all the plays at the Players Guild are going to be this heavy.
No, of course not.
But plays like this are really necessary, because that's what theater does. It gets you thinking. It gets you talking.
Yes, yes. And it should. I mean, it should educate as well as entertain. And for us too, it challenges us as people who do theater and create theater. It gives us something to really sink our teeth into. Right. Which is nice.
Right. Okay, so it's on a number of weekends, and it's starting
February 16th, and we run until March 2nd.
Okay, so there's 11 shows, I believe. You've got some matinees, it's on weekends and stuff. What do you hope audiences take away from this?
I think it's a lot to take away. I think depending on who you are, you're going to take something different. I think older generations are probably going to see maybe a lot of their kids in Johnny, and that might be really hard for them. I know younger generations are probably going to see themselves in Johnny, and that might actually be a little bit cathartic. I think if you're a settler, you're going to take one thing away from it, and if you're Indigenous, you might take something totally different. So I think that's the beauty of this piece.
It is. It is. Okay. Good luck with it. We'll have the links to tickets for God and the Indian at the Players Guild of Hamilton up on our website, chch.com.